Everyone, it's Lori with Behavior Education at Spirit Keeper Equine Sanctuary. I'm here today with Rassilon, one of our corn snakes, Pantherophis guttatus. And I realized I forgot to film the intro for this Super Dwarf Sunday, so Rassilon and I are doing that right now. In this edition of Super Dwarf Sunday, we check in with TC during the middle of his week. And then on Sunday, which was yesterday, February 23rd, 2020, TC had a big move in his life, and so you're going to get to see that. It is 3:15 on Wednesday afternoon, February 19th, 2020. I came in here to check on snakes and do some things, and I noticed that TC's awake and he was up at his door. So I thought I'd just open his enclosure and see what he's up to, and I would share that experience with everybody that watches Super Dwarf Sundays and is following TC. What are you up to, TC? I see a lot of tongue flicking going on. What are you doing? Do you want me to sit in here with you for a little while with your door open in case you want to come out? I can do that. We'll just leave that open for a little bit and see if you come out. You've been waking up early in the afternoon lately. Look at your water. It looks dirty. How's your drinking water? It looks kind of dirty too. We're gonna have to clean this weekend. Are we gonna have to clean your enclosure this weekend? I think so. Well, if that's all you're gonna do, I'm turning off the camera because that's only kind of mildly interesting for a couple of minutes. And then it's just amounts to us sitting here watching you sit on your humidity box and tongue flick in our direction. Yeah. I left TC on the snake tree because I'm redoing the snake room that he lives in a little bit. I had a couple of animals that needed larger enclosures, and so I'm installing those, and TC had to be moved out here while I was doing that because TC's enclosure had to be relocated. He's still going to be in that same room. He's just going to be on a different side of the room. And so I've had him out here for about 20 or 30 minutes on the snake tree. And he started out way at the top coiled, and he's made his way down here to the bottom, and it looks like he's looking at our bread lie across the way here. But just a few more minutes, TC, and you can go back in your enclosure. TC is back in his enclosure. I didn't get that on film. He had escaped from the snake tree and was exploring around my Brettles enclosure, and so I just grabbed him and brought him back in here. Here's TC back in his enclosure after his little adventure. I had him on the snake tree because I had to clean out and move his enclosure completely. And it's actually in a mirror location from where it was before. It's directly across the room from where it previously was. And he was on that snake tree for over half an hour. And I didn't forget about him, but I wasn't checking on him as often as I probably needed to be. And he got off the snake tree and he got over on my Brettles python's enclosure. And I found him crawling behind it and on top of it and around it, and he had coiled around the extension cord to her light. So by the time I got him off and carried him in here to put him back in his enclosure, I realized that I didn't film any of that, but that's the way life is sometimes. I felt like making sure he didn't pull her light down or get lost somewhere where I couldn't find him was more important than filming me getting him and putting him back in his enclosure. So here he is, safe and sound, back in his own enclosure. It hasn't changed at all. It's identical to how it was. It's just exactly on the opposite side of his room from where it was previously. So his enclosure was previously there, and I've just literally moved it straight across the room over here. And he still has the same snake in the enclosure above him. And I don't think it's gonna phase him much, hopefully. This is where TC's enclosure used to be. And now I have a 4x2x2 for my jungle carpet python here. And I've just put her in it. And so what I have done is put her entire transport tub slash feeding tub slash temporary holding bin inside it for her, because she used to live in this as a baby. And then when she moved to her 2x2x2 Neodesha cube as a juvenile, she still would come out and use this tub to eat in, do her shift training in, and stay in when I was cleaning her enclosure. And so I've just fed her tonight, and we did a training session, and I've just put the whole tub inside her brand new enclosure to hopefully make her feel more comfortable and acclimate to it better. For watching and for your continued interest in Super Dwarf Sundays and the life of Tau Seti, our Super Dwarf reticulated python from Reach Out Reptiles. Until next time, everybody, please remember to be kind and always love your animals.